Next time I'm talking to a woman and they tell me they're just going to marry rich, I'm going to ask them, do the rich want to marry you? You are genuinely, I have met some of the least interesting, worldly, educated, intelligent people I've ever had the displeasure of meeting. And they're always talking about I'm going to marry rich. Do the rich want to marry you?
I can't tell if women are saying they are the table because they really believe that, or they really just don't know what to bring to the table. But what I was taught a woman is supposed to bring to the table is, number one, respect. Number two, an open mind. Number three, the ability to be taught and to be led. Number three, assistance, support. Number four, a good attitude. Be happy, be loving, be warm, be vulnerable. Okay? And then you're supposed to bring questions if you have them. Okay? Be authentic, be selfless, be ready to give. Okay? Don't be looking for what you could take. Give as much as you can as a woman. Okay? And then everything that you gather from all of that, teach it to your children. Be prepared to teach those kids. Somebody once said to me, don't have children if you're not prepared to teach them what you've learned. That hit deep for me. Ooh, love that. Okay? And then as a woman, be prepared to be prepared to be the tail. I got your back. Okay? I got your back. Being a woman and what you bring to the table should not be your career and your job and what you got and how you look. Baby, that's just for you. That's part of the reason why I don't really care for feminism. Feminism is a bunch of women saying that we can and we have the right to, and a whole bunch of I's. But I'm very heavy on the, if it's I, it's not family. Ain't no I in family. I'm trying to do for my family, give to my family. Me, I don't matter. My purpose is to serve my family. Feminism does not support that. Feminism is not even about that. It's just a whole bunch of how great I am and because I can. Girl, bye. Don't nobody care about that. What are you giving, sacrificing to your family, to your husband? How are you supporting that? That's what you should bring to the table. Respect, an open mind, being able to be taught and be led, assistance and support, a good attitude, loyalty, good motherhood. Okay? And then you have the qualities about yourself as an individual that makes you unique and special. Okay? Conversation. Okay? Faith. God. Honestly, that should have been above everything. God. Okay? You are learning the word of God, upholding the word of God to the best of your ability. Okay? And teaching it to your children. Baby, you filling in the blanks. That's what you should bring to the table as a woman. Filling in the blanks. Okay? And what he can't do, I'm going to back him up and make sure I can. Okay? I know this needs to get done, but he's focused on this, that, and that. I got to be a good teammate. I got your back, baby. I'll do it. You told me what needs to be done. I learned about this. I can help this so this family can grow. What you bring to the table should be those things that are important. We don't care about how much money you make. We don't care what your career title is. We don't care about how fine you look. We don't care about what you pay for your weave. We don't care about your nails. We don't care about that Birkin bag. We don't care how... No. That's just for you so you can glow and so you can make it seem like you just, we don't care. What you're putting into your family to uphold it, support it, and be the best assistant to the head of the house because you are the tail. You got that man's back. That's what you bring to the table.
And you can bring your career. It's just that most modern women, they don't say how it works into the grand scheme of things. They think, well, because I work, then that should be all that I'm required to do. But it's funny that a man can't say, well, I work. Well, okay, yeah, well, what else do you do? Like, are you going to help me wash the dishes? No, I work. Why would I help you wash the dishes? That's stupid. Like, who does that? I'm a man. All I do is I might take out the trash because old times, but no, I don't wash dishes. I don't cook. I don't clean. I don't do any of that. I'm not helping raise the kids. I'm not doing any of that. I'm not changing the diaper. None of that. You're going to look at them crazy like, what are you talking about? Shut up. And when a man says, okay, that's great that you have a job, so what else do you do? What else do I need to do? I am the table. And you really confuse a lot of people with your stupidity.
Do you guys want to hear an update about my matchmaker date from last week? I got ghosted. So again, most amazing first date I've been on in years. I haven't dated. Why am I fucking I'll tell you guys. So we had that amazing date last week. He even said it was an amazing date. Like, we both agreed. He told, like, our matchmaker it was an amazing date. I said the same thing. Well, then, like, as of last Saturday, I haven't heard from him. And I was like, hey, like, if you have, like, a change of heart, like, no big deal, but can you just, like, tell me what changed or something? Nothing. Well, my matchmaker calls me yesterday, and she's like, hey, I just want to give you, like, a little bit of feedback from what happened with your date last week. And I was like, I'd love some clarity. She's like, he Googled you. And I was like, yeah, I kind of figured. Because, like, what pops up is, like, my biggest videos. My biggest videos are back when I was, like, in a wildly hurt place. And I was just acting so reckless. And I know what all the misogynistic men are going to write in my comments, like, well, that's why you shouldn't be a drug slut on the internet. I know. I get it. I know. And, like, again, I'm not blaming anybody but myself. I do have to say, though, like, it kind of did take, like, the wind out of my sails, like, a little bit. Just because it was, like, I'm going to have to live with, like, what I did forever because I did post it. And I understand, like, the internet is forever. I don't know. Like, and again, here I am crying, being like, oh my God, after one date, I got ghosted. But it wasn't, like, one date. It was, like, I don't date, period. And I put myself out there, and I'm also just so wildly embarrassed, and I feel so much, like, shame. Why am I even putting this on the internet? I feel like as I, like, try and date going forward, this is something I am gonna have to live with. It's like, it's okay. Somebody's gonna have to love every part of me. I know that. And they're gonna have to love, like, even the bad parts when I wasn't doing so hot. But, like, God, it just kind of sucks. And I just feel so embarrassed. I feel like actually pretty shameful. And it's not shameful because of, like, how I acted. It's just, like, shameful the fact that, like, the average person can have, like, their past just be their past, you know? And I put my entire life online. When you do that, like, you have to be willing to have everybody see every part of your life. I don't know. Anyways, happy Halloween. I'm gonna go with the sad loser.
So I went out for dinner and drinks with a few of my girlfriends last night. So there were 4 of us in total. And, you know, we're, like, catching up. And it's crazy because 2 out of my 4 friends tell me that they are dating 60-year-old men. I'm like, I'm sorry, excuse me, what? Like, come again? These women are my age, so we're all in our mid-30s. Dating men in their 60s is not, like, that crazy of a concept, but my dad is 67, just to give you an idea. So I'm curious, I'm like, what is it about these 60-year-old men that you find attractive? Like, what is it that is compelling you to date them? And the thing that both of my friends said was that these 60-year-old men made them feel super desirable. They made them feel hot. They made them feel young. They made them feel sexy. They made them feel valuable. They also said that these men are not afraid to plan dates, to pick you up for dinner, to open doors, to pull out your chair, to, you know, whatever. Like, chivalry is not dead in that generation of men. And it's pretty much completely dead in the 35 to 45-year-old bracket. And I would just like to point out that it's not that 60-year-old men are necessarily more mature than 35-year-old men. I mean, I would hope that they would be, but, like, as we all know, that's not always the case. The thing here, and the thing that is important, is both of them said it is how they made them feel.
All right, I'm gonna say it. Some of y'all aren't gonna like it. Doesn't make it any less true. Here we go. A lot of really good men are leaving marriages. Why is that? Is it because they fell out of love, or is it something else? A lot of what we're seeing now is men leaving marriages, not because they've fallen out of love, but because they feel unappreciated within that marriage. Now, these guys, they work all day, they provide, they make sure you're safe, they make sure you're taken care of. What do they get in return? A lot of them are getting criticism for what they didn't do, as opposed to the thankfulness for what they do. Men are not like women. They don't need a big show of affection. They don't need a parade. They don't need constant gifts. But what they do need is appreciation, gratitude, respect. What they want to hear is that the person they're working so hard for, or the family that they're working so hard for, to say, we appreciate all that hard work you're putting in. We see you. When a man feels unappreciated at home, doesn't matter how much he loves you, at a certain point, he can't keep continuing to pour from an empty cup. He's going to stop trying to pour into a cup that's continually empty. He's also going to stop pouring into a cup that constantly is looked at as half full.
Okay, so hear me out, okay? I'm over this talking shit. I'm done. If you're gonna come over for dinner, we're hooking up, okay? If we don't, I'm done. I'm not doing this. Finished. Done. I'm not wasting my time.
If somebody wants to see you, you'll know it.
Right.
If you're a priority, you'll know it. If all they do is text you, but you don't make plans, it means they don't like you. They're bored. There's no confusing behavior.
Right.
You confuse yourself because you go up here and go, well, maybe it means this, maybe they're busy, blah, 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 blah. And the only thing that's confusing about dating is how we confuse ourselves.
Right.
Because we will not let people show us that they're not interested.
Yeah.
Let them show you they're not interested. Let them text you when they're bored and never ask to see you. Let them lead you on and never follow up. Because now they're showing you where you stand. And then you go to the let me part, this is where the boundary is, and go, is this attractive to me?
Right.
Let me go back to my little manifesting. Okay, this was not what it was supposed to look like, so this is a no.
Right.
And the more you say no to the wrong stuff, the faster the right person walks in.
This is where all of my money goes. Every time a bill comes, I just hate owning a home because who needs to pay $250 for fucking electric?
I need someone to explain this shit to me. I know it's been hot here in Houston, but it's also been fucking raining every single fucking day of this month. How the hell are you gonna tell me my electric bill is $300? How? I would understand if we had like a heat spike, but we haven't had that.
All you people who think you want to buy a house, let me tell you right now, this shit, being a homeowner, is expensive as fuck.
The utility bill called, and I think it's a little fucking unwell. The power company just raised my bill again. Like, I'm personally keeping the grid alive. If I'm gonna light up the...
I didn't realize how often things would break. I didn't realize how much they would cost.
Break up with a nigga and all of a sudden he got a sleeve, a car, and ain't broke no more. Like, nigga, was I holding you back or...
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Didn't know without a shadow of a doubt.
You know, I guess we as women might be the problem. Yeah. Any woman out there saying my man doesn't spend enough money on me, you sure? You sure? See what happens when you break up with him. Yeah.
Why do girls always choose bad boys?
Keep in mind, he wanted me first. He wanted me first, Rachel. I just cannot believe you have the audacity to be like, oh my God, like, there's no hope. Bitch, I knew there was no fucking hope. Like, do you not fucking understand? Like, I literally was like, texting you was a joke. It was literally a fucking bit for the fucking video. And then he's over here like, we are not compatible, okay? Where the fuck was that? Like, why did you tell me? Why did you lie to me and say that, oh, I'm moving.
I understand being younger, maybe being attracted to the bad boys.
Fuck off. Do you remember? Oh my God, he was literally like, dude, he literally said, yeah, like, I even talked to my mom about this. Like, she said that, like, because I'm moving, there's no way that, like, I could, like, keep continuing this, like, relationship with you. Keep in mind, he wanted me first.
Do you want to know why good girls are attracted to bad boys?
I finally know why people think I'm stupid. I finally figured it out.
If you're very, very stupid, how can you possibly realize that you're very, very stupid? You're a smart motherfucker, that's right.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
There's not a big pool of good men.
That's a lie.
That's not a lie.
That is a lie.
That's not a lie. You tell me.
Listen, there's not a lot of good men who want y'all. I'm clapping for myself. Where the good man at? Like they hiding under a rocker in a cave. They everywhere. They at the gas station. They at Costco. They at Equinox. They at the bank. They walking right past you and you don't show up on their radar because of the way you are. They're going to walk right by you. Your pretty face ain't going to go too far because everybody's pretty. That's a prerequisite. So if that's all you got to offer, we're not looking at you. But there's plenty good men. They just don't want your ass. I ain't never heard no woman say, I know I ain't shit. When have you ever heard a woman admit to not being shit? She'll say, this man ain't shit. He ain't shit. He was bad. He was bad. He was bad. He was bad. But for the most part, every woman think they're a good woman. What makes you a good woman? Who's auditing that you're a good woman? You are auditing yourself. Why don't you ask your exes what they think? Because all your relationships diminished and ended in turmoil.
Ladies, and I can. Maybe I'm selfish.
If he loves you, he's doing his best. Like sometimes we just don't think the same. We have a different metacog, but we're here to be your partner and your aid. Men have their own thought process. It's many ways and many trails to get to one destination. Just because I didn't do it the exact way as you would have wanted me to do it, the goal of it being done and at the time it was supposed to be done is still the same. Allow me to have my own thought process to get this finished. And don't fault me if it's different from yours.
And, you know, this is something that I think I cover a little bit later on in the video at length, where a woman is basically talking about how men, they don't speak up against the harm that's coming to women, whether a man is taking advantage of a woman, whether a man is trafficking, in different scenarios, and just really doing a woman wrong, SA, DV, that sort of thing. And I would submit that what he's talking about here applies to what she was saying. Essentially what she was like, well, y'all have the bystander effect. Y'all don't, speak out against this. And, you guys are wondering why we don't care about men's mental health. It's because y'all don't speak out and y'all don't call men out and y'all don't hold other men accountable. And I would say we actually do. But because we don't do it in the way that you want us to do it, you're so enraged, and I get it, you're so enraged at these people that you want a random man on the street to just take his rage, even if he goes to jail, even if he ruins his life. In your mind, you're not going to send him any money, but you're just going to say it's about time that men start standing up for women. He did a great thing. We love him forever. This is the type of man that we would appreciate. And that man never gets any money put on his books. That man never gets any letters written. He just sits there in jail, rotting away for something that he did for you that he did not have to do. No thank you, no nothing. It's just the bare minimum. You were supposed to do that. Men get tired of that type of stuff. When a man doesn't do it how you want him to do it, whenever you want him to do it, why you want him to do it, then you get upset. He's not the perfect man anymore. He doesn't deserve any love. He doesn't deserve any attention. That's what she was saying. And that's essentially what he's saying. In relationships, when a man is not on your same time schedule, then he doesn't get any love. He doesn't get any attention. He doesn't get any affection. If you're not thinking like I'm thinking, if you're not as enraged as I am, then you mean nothing to me and you mean nothing to the world, as it should be. That's what you're saying. While you sit up there and say, well, I don't care about your mental health because you didn't fight that man, or you didn't go at that man like I would have done it. If I was as strong as you, I would have done this, and this. Well, the problem is men are required to withhold and control their strength, or else they end up in prison a lot of times. And so you thinking, I'm going to do this is you thinking as a woman, I'm going to do this and I'm not going to get any, there's nothing bad that's going to happen to me because I'm a woman. But you would be a man at that point in time with a man's strength. And so you would get tried and convicted of assault as a man. And you would go straight to prison. You get about 20 to 30 years, 20 to 30 years. And all of that talking that you're saying that men should be doing, all of that, well, he needs to do this on my time. He needs to do this right now. All of that's going out the window. And once again, same thing is going to happen in relationships. Well, why didn't he take out the trash at this time? Why didn't he cook dinner at this time? Why didn't he do this there? Why didn't he say that? Why wasn't he a little bit more this? Y'all are always critiquing men. Y'all never have any anything positive to say about what a man is doing or when he does it. You never have any appreciation that you want to show him for what he's doing. It's always the bare minimum. And it's always, well, until you do this, until you prove yourself like this, then you really honestly and truly, I'm not going to say that, but honestly and truly, you mean nothing to me.
Why do men wait till they're 45 years old and balding to take marriage and relationships seriously? And then they got the nerve to turn around and say, oh, I want a woman that's 20 or 21 years old. I don't want a woman my age. Women my age are washed up. Sir, and you're not?
Have you seen that how that actually plays out for them, though? A lot of those men end up with a woman in her 20s if that's what he's looking for. So does that really mean he's washed up? It's funny how we have so many women complaining, oh, men don't want to take relationships seriously until they're a little bit older because they don't realize the risk that men have to take in relationships to begin with. And yes, to be fair, a lot of men who are much younger than that take relationships seriously in general, but a lot of them end up getting burned. And some men realize, marriage is just not worth it in general, and then they never plan to get married. It's by choice, it's not by force. And if it really bothers you that some of these men are dating younger, then why not cultivate those qualities that you see in those younger women that those men are attracted to into yourself? So at that point, if you want a man that's around your age, you can get one no problem, because you have all those wonderful qualities that he's looking for.
Where are all the good men? If you a good man, please step to the front. And if you wondering about us good women, we're around. I mean, we probably at home. We'll come out, do what we got to do. We mind our own business, and then we right back at home. So if you happen to run into one of us good women, you better think fast, okay? Because it might be a missed opportunity.
If y'all haven't noticed, these men are becoming more healed by the hour, by the day, by the workout, by the healthy meal, by the meditation. They are becoming more honest about their shit that they need to get through, and they're doing it with a smile on their face and with no shame. Ugh, that is so attractive. They are doing it with or without a woman. But ladies, just because you still have contact with an ex, don't think you can get him back so easily, because if you're not doing the same type of internal work as him, oh, believe me, honey, one of us good ones are going to take him.
This man just texted me and said, I like you. And I said, you don't like me, you like what I look like.
Imagine the type of head case that you have today to be able to take a comment that a man says he likes you and turn that into this.
Under my leadership, women would not have to pay taxes. Next, tampons free. And finally, every man is guilty until proven innocent.
This may seem like a funny little joke, whatever, but this is real, this misandry. I'm telling you, all over the place.
If you're going to go up to a strange girl in person and ask her out, rather than saying, can I have your number? You should say, can I give you my number?
Now, why is this stupid? First of all, guys,
a man who pays his own bills and handles his responsibilities is not afraid to be alone. What he is afraid of is investing his time and energy into the wrong woman, one who drains him, doubts him, and makes him feel more alone than the relationship that he currently has. He feels by himself. Whether he has it all or he's built it from the ground up on his own, a woman's role should be peace, support, and partnership and loyalty, not stress, games, and unnecessary pressure pressure of a narcissistic feminist. He focuses on goals, healing, and his future, not being around a woman who doesn't want to grow with him. If you are not adding to his life, then you're a distraction. He wants loyalty, not lip service. He is not swayed by looks. He wants character. He is not moved by promises. He watches for consistency. If you bring chaos into his life, he will choose to be without you. If you bring confusion, he will walk away. You must come with the correct emotions to be a great teammate.
If you're mean to a man and that man chooses to be with you, that man is for life.
What women like this really mean is that they found a man that they want to keep around because he has no self-esteem and no backbone.
So bully your man.
Please, allow me to be blunt. But in my experience, those individuals who are bullies are some of the weakest and indeed the saddest individuals to walk this earth. And that goes for women as well as men. Because they oftentimes feel so terribly about themselves that they try to find others that they perceive as weaker than them that they can pick on and harass in order so they can feel better about themselves. And just a gentle reminder, if you're in a relationship with anyone who mistreats you verbally or physically, you deserve better. Don't stay in a relationship with someone who is mean to you simply because you're afraid to be alone. You deserve so much better. And messages like this are actually quite sad because they perpetuate verbal abuse towards men and try to pass it off as some kind of a joke.
Okay, I don't know what guy needs to hear this, but literally just shoot your shot. I don't know what has happened, but you guys act like if you approach us, we're gonna burst into flames or something. Speaking from personal experience, because there's this guy at my gym. You know how gym crushes are. Catch him looking at me all the time. It's not creepy. I've smiled back, I make eye contact with him, and it's really frustrating. I don't know why he's not coming over and talking to me. It is so annoying because the back and forth cat and mouse game is only fun for so long. I would love to go back to the basics of a cringy pickup line that would make me laugh because it's so stupid, and asking for my phone number. And guess what? It's attractive to have confidence to come over and approach me. I will give you my number. Letting the fear of rejection control your life, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. To sum this entire gym crush story up, guess what, guys? I literally matched with this guy on Circa. Literally, what are the odds? My best friend Bailey, her boyfriend's roommate, knows him through college. They were in a frat together. If you haven't used Circa before, what you do is when you create an account, you upload your contact list. You can only connect if you have mutual contact. Our mutual contact, he's fantastic, and I would obviously not, if he didn't say he was a good guy, then I wouldn't go. But I love that I have a friend recommendation. But we're going on a date this weekend. I will keep you updated on Gym Guy. I'm really excited.
Women talk about the different men at the bar, the people that approach you versus the people that don't. And I know some people are they're just making it up. I saw it with my own eyes last night, okay? This event was intended to be a mingling, networking, social, and I'm sure many people use it as a dating tool as well. It's typically what does happen at these things. And I saw with my own eyes that the men who I knew were looking for a wife, who were in their late 20s, early 30s, had the most closed off body language, were literally just stuck to their own friend group, their bodies curled together, not opening space for anyone to come and joining their interactions. They were skimming the room with their eyes, but every time I looked at them, they were only talking to each other. Versus men who I know are more flirty because they've literally, I've seen them flirt with me and then several other people on other occasions as well. I know that they're very friendly, and to their credit, because it is to their credit, they had the most open body language. They were easily able to walk around the room, talk to different people, had huge smiles on their faces the whole time. And yes, one can say, they're charmers, blah, blah, blah. But the fact that they're able to confidently just talk to people says so much good, in my honest opinion, as opposed to people who are very clearly looking for a wife or a serious relationship, and their body language.
And of course, men have told her why they're not approaching. And do you think that she listened? Probably not. One guy here says good men have been conditioned by women to leave y'all alone and never approach y'all. Our masculinity has been labeled toxic. Our boundaries have been labeled controlling and insecure. Our genuine efforts have been labeled creepy. And of course, like all modern women who have been living under a rock, she responds, This seems a bit extreme in my humble opinion, but we can agree to disagree. A guy says, no, this is absolutely true. Growing up, I was terrified of crossing any line at all. And he goes on to say a couple of other things. But the original poster that was saying, good men have been conditioned by women to leave you alone, he comes back and says 1000% correct. I was raised right by my parents to always respect women. I'm tall, fit, great communication skills, and always a very respectful person around women. I'm blown away with how hateful women treat me and others. It is so bad that I ignore women now. Even if I see them staring and smiling, they hate men thanks to feminism and the Me Too movement. But of course, you're going to say just be a social butterfly. Just be confident. Just vibe. Men are done vibing. Men are done putting up with and forming and adapting themselves to what your definition of confidence is. Your definition of confidence is throw caution to the wind over and over and over again. Just do it. Forget about how you feel. Forget about how you've been treated. Throw caution to the wind and just come up and tell me I look pretty. Come up and tell me that you want me. Even if I reject you brutally, at least I got something out of it. So come and approach me.
You know what's wild is when feminism told women that they don't need men, it wasn't to make women more free. It was to make them dependent on the state instead of their husband. Think about it for a second. Before the 1960s, family was the safety net. If something went wrong, you had a husband, a father, a brother, a community, a church, a safety net. The people took care of each other. They cared about each other. Then came no-fault divorce in 1969. Suddenly, marriage wasn't a covenant. It was a contract that you could walk away from. Okay, and get this. And when the family started falling apart, who stepped in? The government. Welfare replaced the husband, the system replaced the father, and schools, they replaced the home. Women were told that this is freedom, that being alone, raising kids by yourself, and relying on checks from the government made you strong. But what it really did was break the structure that once protected us. It separated women from men from their families, and children from both. The state became the new husband that offers no love, no legacy, no protection, just control, dependency, and paperwork. And now, generations later, you have women exhausted, men disengaged, and children who grow up not knowing what family feels like. That wasn't progress, that was replacement.
How much younger though?
You're like 20 something.
No, I'm not.
He's 32, right?
I'm 32.
Sheesh! You still younger than me by like 5.
What's 5? But okay.
5 is solid.
Okay. Well, hey, I might be 5 years younger, but I pay grown man bills, so it is.
I respect that, and I pay grown woman bills, and I just wouldn't want to.
Hold on. Come on now.
As a grown woman, I wouldn't want to lead someone on that I wouldn't be genuinely pursuing as well.
Things women do that emasculate their men and what they should do instead. When he tries to do something nice, help you out, maybe do the dishes, fold the laundry, and you criticize the way he does it, instead of just saying thank you. You feel like he's not doing enough, so you say, why don't you do this, or you should do that. It's much more effective to compliment him when he does do something, or say, I love it when you do this, it makes me feel so taken care of. Because the thing is, men do not thrive under criticism. Admiration, gratitude, and respect inspire more effort. Nagging shuts it down.
I said everyday women should not be using worker language. You bitches got under and said, well, ain't nothing free. Yes, you're right, ain't nothing free. And if the cost of being intimate with you is money, you're a toot, right? Bitches talking about, well, as a woman, women should be compensated for their time. Yes, women should be compensated for their time, for sure. Absolutely. Yes, I believe that. But what you're trying to say is, everyday women should be compensated with money for their time. No. Everyday women don't want to be compensated with money for their time because they know that that's what do. They don't want to feel like a because they're not a you are. That's why you're comfortable feeling like this or saying these things. You're just not comfortable with the title for whatever reason. You already sold the pussy. I don't know why you're not comfortable with the title too, but hey, I mean, that's what it is. Ain't nothing in this life free. I'm gonna tell you something. In the real world, outside of the small box that you're living in where you sell pet, everybody else is exchanging other things for intimacy, like connection. Love. They're exchanging real shit that actually has real fucking value. You're exchanging some paper shit that people told you it equals $100 bill. And you're exchanging that for your... And then you're telling me, well, I'm just an everyday woman. This is what women should do. Women should put value, paper value, on a cut. You're tripping, and you're stupid and illiterate. I already explained what hoeing is and shit, and you up here trying to tell me, well, this is just everyday life shit. Everybody don't do that. So how did you even get there? Were you missing out of history class, social studies? You must have been. You weren't in no class. That's how you out there selling. You don't know that you're selling. Respectfully, get out of my...
The reason that I have no patience and I spare no anger in the discussion of men caring about women's issues and thus men asking women to care about their mental health and their issues and blah, 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 is because to this day, in every video I've made about it, I just cannot get these men to admit that there's a problem that men are perpetuating. They just won't do it. They will not do it. And I'm even in this video, I'm sure they won't. Like, they will always do what about, or they will say, oh, sure, but also. And they can never just let us sit with the fact that there is a severe problem, assault problem, harassment problem, bullying problem, body shaming problem that men perpetuate on women. Like, I don't think I don't know if they understand. I just don't care. I don't believe they care, though.
Well, the reason you're getting pushback is because you guys keep on doing this thing to where you're saying it's all men until it's no man. You keep on looping a man into something that he has no clue is even going on. Like, that's not even a part of my world. I would never even hang out with a person like that. I would never even be around a person like that. So it doesn't even cross my mind that it's going on, because as soon as I see signs of it or detect signs, maybe not of that, but of silliness and foolishness, I move around, because I say, this dude is about to get me in trouble and I don't have any time for it. But y'all keep on saying, really what the issue is that you want to talk reckless, and you don't want to control your emotions in this. You want to talk reckless to people, which is what most modern women want to do. But because you don't have the strength and you're afraid of getting popped in your mouth what you want, and you put it under the guise of men need to start holding other men accountable, you throw it under there. Oh, well, y'all always back up and y'all do this and whatever and whatnot. No, men are holding other men accountable, but they don't do it in the way that you want them to. And because and by the way, what you're talking about is very serious. What you're saying is very serious. But we have a registry for those people. That's how serious people are taking it. There's some people that do what you're talking about, and when they get out, well, they might go to prison and have harsh consequences, to put it mildly. And when they get out, they have the register, and there's places you never recover from that. That's why men say, if you put this type of allegation against me and I've never done it, it could ruin my career, because it's a serious allegation. And even I didn't even do it, but the fact that you said to them I did it, they don't want to have anything to do with me. Shannon Sharp, Skip Bayless, Michael Irvin, those type of people have had things, even if they did it, even if they didn't do it, they've had things levied against them to where the network is like, man, we got to cut bait. Well, this woman did this woman did that. Yeah, man, I get it, but we don't want to be around that, because it's serious consequences. That's how serious people take it. And we will cooperate with law enforcement. That's what these places are saying. So for you to sit up here and say men are complacent in this type of stuff because maybe they're not hollering and screaming, that's weird.
And that's why I get so mad. And I'm okay with being mad. And I'm okay with everyone getting mad at me about being mad. Imagine if we had battered men's shelters everywhere. Imagine that. Like, we have battered women's shelters everywhere. That's a thing everywhere. Do we, female genital mutilation, where they literally cut off so that women cannot have pleasure in any situation? Because they're not allowed to do that. That's not what sex is for them. That's a thing. And by the way, that does happen in the US. Who is most...
But even that is not a good point. Because what you're saying is, we have battered women's shelters, but we don't have one for men. Basically saying that men aren't battered. And that's a very stupid take. I would say silly, but that's a very stupid take. Well, we don't care about your health, mental health. That's exactly why we don't have men's battered shelters. That's exactly why, because y'all don't care. That's exactly why we have women's battered shelters and children's. Oh, you can come here, you can be, because society has pretty much always protected women. Pretty much. Here, hey, even if it's a person that's trustworthy, I think we had somebody that was in a shelter. We were picking them up and, taking them places and certain things. They went to a shelter, but we could not drop them off at the shelter. We had to drop them off down the street, a good ways down the street. They had to make sure you didn't hang around. You need to leave, and we're going to walk. I can't meet you at the shelter. I can meet you down the street. I can meet you at a location that I got to walk to or I got to ride to or whatever. But you cannot come here. That's the protection that a lot of these women are getting. And for good reason. I'm not mad at that. I support that. But this is what men are saying. We don't have those shelters and we don't have the same protections that you guys do. Y'all are sitting up here laughing about it, but we don't have the same protections, even though some of the time we're having the same things happen to us.
Trafficked. Who are primarily the most, what gender, let me say, is most often the one that is doing the trafficking? Answer fast. I'm waiting.
Once again, another silly point. Federal agents, police officers, they're the ones making up a majority of people who are fighting against the trafficking of victims, right? I get where you're coming from, but you got police officers going and kicking in doors. You got federal agents out here, undercover agents, informants, doing all that stuff, intercepting traffic routes, going and tracking people down literally for months. I mean, what's that whole thing with Epstein Island? That's men chasing that down. What's that whole thing with P. Diddy? That's majority men chasing that. It's not to say that y'all don't have a voice, but that's majority men chasing that stuff down, trying to put these people away. So, again, I don't know what you're talking about.
So, like, my problem with this is that, like, regardless of the issues that men want me to address, which I don't have to address every single issue in the world. I don't have to address any issue I don't want to address, actually. But regardless, why would I do that if you still refuse to admit that you guys are the ones perpetuating these issues on us? I'm waiting. I am waiting. And I've seen people be like, oh, so you only want to help if we help you? I want you to stop fucking hurting women. What? What? I have 8 sisters. Every single sister I have has a story, including me. We all have a story. We all have a story. And it's funny because recently I saw a post about a teacher getting fired because she was molesting her teenage student. And every single male comment I saw, every single one I saw was, oh, he's not actually a victim. This was his dream. This is all he wanted. So you guys don't even care either. You guys don't even care. You don't even care about your own issues that you want me to care about.
No, the men in your comments don't care. This is very ignorant. This is very ignorant. The very ignorant take. The men in your comments don't care. They're out there, and probably some of that is a joke, but I see where you're coming from. If you guys care so much about this, then why are you joking about it? But once again, you're trying to put this stuff on all men. And men, most of them, statistically speaking, have nothing to do with this. And you guys keep on talking about how men are hurting women. Once again, statistically speaking, the man probably don't even know you. Sure, there are some men out there that are actually doing that or absolutely doing that. But a lot of these men, they don't even know you. They might look, oh, she's cute, and keep walking. Nothing else registers other than, I saw a cute girl today, and went on to the car and went on to work. But once again, and this is the problem, men have gotten to the point to where they're like, man, you guys don't actually even care about us. In any scenario, we have to pay to play. In every scenario. while y'all are getting X, Y, and Z assistance, whatever it is, food, shelter, clothing, help, support from law enforcement, whoever it is, whatever it is, we have to pay to play. We have to prove that we need help. You sit up here and laugh. You really didn't need to make this video. You sit up here and laugh, and you're basically telling us, no, I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to help you at all. But you better help me out. I'm going to shame you online. Clap it up. Great job.
Because it's never been about the fact that you want these issues fixed. You just want women to care about it more. Like, you want women to be the caretakers. You want them back in that traditional role. And I will be damned. I will be fucking damned. I will. I will not be doing that shit. None of my fellow girls are doing that shit. We don't want to. Except for the weird ultra-religious ones that keep posting about how we're all sluts and heathens and whatever, and that's fine, you know. But it just gets to the point where I almost have to laugh, you know, because, like, regardless of where the argument goes, they will still just not say that there's a major issue that men have with violence. I mean, that's it. What percentage of school shooters are men? What percentage of shootings in general are men? What percentage of family annihilators are men? What percentage of domestic violence is against women? It's pretty silent right now.
It's silent because you're in your room. This is not a live call. You know that. Once again, and this is what I say, men only have the strength to do what you would do if you had the power and the muscle to do it. What are you talking about? They used to say that women were more faithful than men. And just cheat. They're not faithful. They just get around. But now we're seeing, and research is showing in some of these articles and surveys, research is showing that women at the same rate do the same thing as men. They cheat at about the same rate as men. Pretty much. They hide it more, so it's a little bit harder for you to detect. Basically, they go through great lengths to hide it. Because, you know, a lot of times they don't want to mess up what's going on at home. Well, he's not giving me this, but he is paying the bills. He does do this for me. He doesn't give me this, but otherwise, you know, I'm good. And so I don't want to mess up a good thing. I don't want to mess this up. I want to hold on to this, but I'm going to go out here and do that. That's basically what y'all are doing. And that's not honorable at all. That's deceitful. So we've seen that when women start getting the same money or even close, oddly enough, they start cheating like men do. Like they said men did. Same rates. Imagine that. And so whenever y'all have the strength to do something, whenever y'all have the power to do something, y'all don't show the same amount of mercy either. Because you're a human. And y'all's emotions get in the way. Y'all don't have good discretion at all. Y'all can't reason, well, this population is doing this and we need to stop that population. Which if you were thinking that way, you'd be like the vast majority of people that say, hey, we need to stop this population of people from doing this. But because your emotions are everywhere and you're looking to only understand your point of view, then this is what your understanding comes to.
So, yeah, I mean, like, it's absurd that you want me to address your sadness when I have to sit here every day and hear another story from a woman saying, oh, I was violently raped. Now my rape is avoiding jail time or just all of these issues. Because you guys won't even call that out as shitty. You guys won't even say that's bad. Because I know it's not every single man doing that. But have you guys ever heard about the bystander in the little bullying situation that they used to talk to us about at school? You're the bystander. You do nothing. So, I'll still wait. I'll wait very patiently.
Well, aren't you the bystander in men's mental health? You're just sitting here explaining to us why it's okay for you to not care about men's mental health. You're just sitting here telling us why it's okay for you not to care about what men have going on in their life because they haven't met your standard. Funny enough, that's the reason why men are walking away from dating, because it's always something that they're not doing right. Doesn't matter what they do right, it's not right to my standard. So you're not going to get any love from me until you meet my standard. My standards are astronomically high, and I'm not going to come down for anybody. So, you're essentially doing what you're accusing men of, and you have the bystander effect and other things. But of course, you're going to say it's not the same thing because, accountability.